Hello, and welcome to Make a Difference, the show about how volunteers are making a difference every day here in Montgomery County. I'm your host, Lorraine Driscoll. Today we'll be talking with the Deputy Director of the Senior Connection, an organization that provides programs and services to seniors that preserve and foster each individual's independence, mobility, and quality of life. We'll also be talking with a longtime Senior Connection volunteer, Rona Lerner, who has helped numerous senior clients and also volunteers in the office supporting other Senior Connection volunteers in their roles. Senior Connection counts on volunteers to help its elderly clients stay connected. With support from Senior Connection volunteers, clients can get to their doctor appointments, be sure to have the food they need to remain healthy, and even get assistance with the paperwork of paying bills. If you stay tuned, we'll learn about the many ways in which volunteers with Senior Connection make flexible, volunteer arrangements to help older persons maintain their independence. But first, please take a look at some of the other volunteer opportunities available in our community. Don't go away, we'll be right back. Welcome back to Make a Difference. I'm your host, Lorraine Driscoll. Joining us is Mary Murphy, Deputy Director at the Senior Connection, and Rona Lerner, a longtime volunteer there. We're here to talk about flexible volunteer opportunities to promote the independence of seniors through Senior Connection. Mary and Rona, thanks for being here today.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. And Mary, tell me about the mission of Senior Connection. What is it that you are how is it that you try to promote independence of seniors?
Well, so we recruit volunteers. We've got 3 programs that help to promote independence, mobility, and quality of life for our clients. Mm-hmm. Our primary program is called Senior Rides, and we recruit volunteer drivers to take clients to doctor appointments and other appointments during the week. We also have a pantry filler program, which is a grocery shopping program. Volunteers are matched one-on-one with a client, and they will either escort them to the grocery or they may shop for them if the client is homebound. And finally, we have a Money Monitors program. Volunteers meet with clients at least once a month and help them to make sure they're paying their bills, help them to review their bank statements, help them to look for money-saving resources, all to help make sure that they're remaining financially stable and secure. So.
Wow, that's a great group of programs. I mean, we talk about wanting to help people remain independent in their homes, and you guys are really doing it.
And it is all done through volunteers. We've got a very small staff at Senior Connection, so the backbone of our program are our volunteers.
Mm-hmm. That's great. So one of your big programs is the Senior Rides.
Yes.
Tell me more about that. How does that really work? How do volunteers find out about the rides, and how do they get organized and such? And Rona, I know you've been a senior drive. What is it called? Senior
Rides driver.
Senior Rides driver.
Mm-hmm.
For a few years. So tell us about how that works.
Well, the Senior Rides program, we serve clients 60 and older in Montgomery County, and their rides generally have to be within Montgomery County. Mm-hmm. So volunteers are recruited. We offer training. We offer liability coverage for all of our volunteers, which is really important. And what makes it a very flexible volunteer opportunity is we use a web-based scheduling system called Ride Scheduler. So when a client calls in, we post up all the ride requests online, and then volunteers can go online in their computers at home, and they can make their own volunteer schedules. They can sort the information, they can look for rides that are close to them, for dates that work for their schedule, and then they can choose and again create their own volunteer schedule each week.
Mm-hmm. And what website would people go to find out more about this?
So our website is www.seniorconnectionmc.org. Mm-hmm. So they can go there and they can download a volunteer application. Mm-hmm. They can find out information about our 3 programs.
And can they reach you by phone or other
ways? They
ways?
can also reach us by phone as 301-962-0820. Or if they're interested in volunteering, they can email us at volunteer@seniorconnectionmc.org.
Great. So lots of ways to reach you.
Yes.
Also, if they don't have a computer, they can call us and we'll make arrangements by phone. They can tell us what their preference is as far as the geographical area, what days they can volunteer, and we can call them when a ride comes up and we can make arrangements by phone. So they don't have to have a computer, but it's just easier if they have their own computer. They can go in and they can just look and they can pick a ride and make arrangements that way.
And so people just you choose a time and location that works for you.
It's so wonderful. It's been such a, before we had Ride Scheduler, Juanita Jarrett, who's the program director, she used to match one-on-one each ride request with the volunteer. And now we've got the Ride Scheduler, so I would say that the majority of rides are accepted that way, and then Juanita can spend whatever time is needed focusing on those couple rides each week that she needs to make a one-on-one match. So it's so efficient, it's so convenient, it's a very simple software, very easy to use.
And tell me about some of the other reasons that people like volunteering with this program.
Well, I can tell you from a driver's perspective, it's really fascinating the people that you meet. There was a gentleman that I took to visit his wife in a nursing home, and I always try to find out about the people that I'm driving with. Everybody likes to talk about themselves, so it's a very easy conversation. And this one gentleman, I asked him what he did as a profession, and he told me he was a journalist, and he was with the troops during World War II. Today we would call him an embedded journalist. And he said, I was asking him, well, what was that like, and how did you report back? And he was giving me the information, and he didn't really say too much about what he did. And the next time I took him for a ride, I decided I was going to look him up and see if I could find more about the kinds of stories he wrote, just so that I could engage him more in conversation. Well, when I looked him up, I was very surprised to find out that he was actually a Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist. Yeah, it was really, really very fascinating. There was another woman I took to several doctor's appointments, and she told me that she spent her career as a cook in the White House. I mean, living in this area, you find just fascinating people. She told me stories about what it was like to cook for the First Family and what it was like when dignitaries visited. But just living in this area, of course, you're going to find fascinating people, but everybody's got a really interesting story. There was a woman I took yesterday to Mana to get her month's worth of food, and she was telling me, I've taken her many times and I've always loved talking to her. She has had a fascinating life, and just yesterday she happened to mention that when she was 50, she's in her 80s now, when she was 50 she went to nursing school. And I was thinking, 50, she went to nursing school. I was trying to figure out how many years I had to retirement, and she was just going to nursing school at 50.
A real go-getter.
You know, so these people, the people that we drive, they're inspiring, and they have had such interesting lives, and it's just fascinating the people you meet. A friend of mine who drives, when he retired, of course, one of the first things I said to him was, do you want to drive? Some very interesting people.
It's a good way to bring your friends in. You can always get your friends involved. And then you've got good stories to share with each other.
Well, and I know a lot of people who say they like to drive. I mean, some people just really like,
Well, this is my friend. He likes to drive, and he'll take a
And then you get out, you meet people, it's a whole thing.
He loves to drive, and he doesn't care where he's going, so he's one of our best drivers. As a matter of fact, he's going to be our volunteer driver of the year at the volunteer appreciation ceremony at the get-together that we have. Right. And he told me that he just picked a ride from the Ride Scheduler program, and as he's driving this person, he found out that they were related.
No.
So so you never know who you're gonna drive. You know, it's just it's really
talk about. So we call it the Senior Connection. It's connection for the seniors and for the drivers.
Right.
I mean, sounds like a lovely
It's a great way to meet people. You can build relationships. You can choose to drive the same people over and over again. You
Your
can
relative.
choose, right? That would be nice, right? You can choose to drive different people, so you can kind of keep it novel all the time. And again, going back to this gentleman who is our volunteer of the year, he said, I like to drive, I like to go places, and I like to meet people. So when Rona told him
Trifecta.
about Senior Connection, it was just a perfect fit.
Great.
And he's done such an incredible job for us.
Oh, that's great. We just have a couple minutes left. Why don't you tell me briefly about these other two programs? You've got the
We've got,
grocery program.
Right, the pantry fillers, where we match volunteers one-on-one with a client, and they can help get them to the grocery store. Again, flexible, because the volunteer and the client work together to figure out what's going to be the best time for grocery shopping. So actually, a lot of our pantry filler volunteers work full-time, and then they do the grocery shopping in the evenings or on the weekends. So it's a very nice volunteer opportunity for people who are working.
And then the money manager program.
And the money manager program, again, working different times in the evenings and the weekends during the week, meeting with their clients. A number of our clients have, they're struggling with vision impairment. They're getting a little bit forgetful. They're afraid that they're not paying their bills on time and having late fees. So they always remain in full charge of making their financial decisions, but they just need somebody to kind of be helping them to make sure they're getting it done. Right.
And did you say those folks also help identify ways they could save money? Or?
They help them look for money-saving resources. They help them to stay alert to scams and fraud, which is so important. There was just a big IRS kind of, people were calling and saying, you haven't paid your taxes. You always, so we spread the word among our volunteers about that, and they can take that information to their clients and share it.
Right.
Yeah.
So what are some of the other reasons people like to volunteer with your program? You talked about the connection and
the flexibility, the connection, meeting people, building relationships, feeling like you make a big difference. I think it's one ride. One of the stories that I remember, one of our clients wrote a note in and said, I recently got a ride to my ophthalmologist, and I found out that I had glaucoma, and now I'm getting treated. And if I didn't get that transportation, because I really can't afford taking taxis, then this is, and she said, in many ways this service can be a life-saving service for the people that you're serving.
Right. Well, I really appreciate your time here with us today. It's been great learning about the senior rides and the pantry volunteers and the money manager ways that people, whether you're working or not working, there are ways to volunteer. And it's great to hear about such a great cause to help people stay independent in their homes and enjoy themselves. So Rona and Mary, thank you so much for being with us here today and telling us about the Senior Connection.
Thanks for having us.
We've been talking today with Mary Murphy, Deputy Director at the Senior Connection, and Rona Lerner, a longtime volunteer with the program. For more information about volunteering in Montgomery County, please contact the Volunteer Center at 240-777-2600 or visit their website at www.montgomeryserves.org. And remember, as a volunteer, you can make a difference.
In Montgomery County, we have a goal to reduce waste and recycle 70% of all waste by 2020. By recycling and reducing waste, we save natural resources and make our community even better. So recycle at home, work, school, everywhere, and keep recycling going. For more information, call the Montgomery County, Maryland Division of Solid Waste Services at 311 or visit montgomerycountymd.gov/recycling.
Keep it going.
Recycle more now.
County Cable Montgomery, your information station.